Welcome back to Identity Under Structure. So far in this series, we've explored how structured environments influence identity, belonging, and leadership. We've examined how hierarchy shapes relationships and how individuals come to understand themselves within systems of authority. In this episode, we'll move away from questions of power and focus instead on challenge, discomfort, and personal growth. Organizations such as cadets and annual field exercise camps are often designed to push individuals outside their comfort zones. Physical training, demanding expectations, and unfamiliar responsibilities, those high pressure situations are intended to develop qualities such as resilience, discipline, and perseverance. But psychologists disagree about how exactly resilience develops. One relevant framework is Albert Bandura's concept of self-efficacy, which is the belief that one is capable of successfully overcoming challenges. According to Bandura, confidence often develops not from encouragement alone, but from mastering different difficult experiments and recognizing one's own competence. Another perspective comes from research on stress inoculation, which suggests that moderate and manageable challenges can strengthen an individual's ability to cope with future stress. Experiencing difficulty may, under right conditions, increase resilience rather than weakening it. And at the same time, resilience is not simply the ability to tolerate pressure. Psychological well being also depends on support, recovery, and the way individuals interpret difficult experiences. Structured environments therefore raise an interesting question. Do experiences such as cadets genuinely build resilience and personal growth, or do they simply teach individuals how to endure discomfort and pressure? To explore this question, I'll be speaking with someone who has participated in cadets, focusing on how they experienced challenge, stress, and personal development. Hello, thanks for joining me. Today, I want to focus on how your experiences in cadets shaped your resilience, confidence, and the ability to deal with challenges. So, to start off with, when you first joined cadets, did you expect it to be difficult at all?
Well, I knew it would be strict, but I thought it would mostly be just marching around and wearing a uniform. I didn't really know how tiring it could be, especially once camps and leadership responsibilities started becoming more serious.
I see. Well, what kinds of challenges stood out to you the most?
Honestly, probably the camps. Well, you're tired, you're away from home, and you're doing things that you normally wouldn't choose to do. There were definitely moments where I wondered why I even signed up in the first place.
Hmm. Well, were there any moments when you questioned whether you wanted to continue or not?
Yes, definitely. There were times where I felt like everyone else was coping better than I was. It's like especially at the beginning. Like it was easy to compare yourself to people who seemed more confident and more capable.
And what made you keep going?
I think a lot of it was not wanting to let other people down. Like your friends are there and doing all the same thing, and if everyone else keeps going, you just kind of have to push yourself to keep going as well.
That makes sense. And do you think those difficult experiences changed how confident you felt in your own abilities?
Oh, yeah, the biggest thing wasn't suddenly becoming more confident overnight. It was realizing that the things you thought would be impossible eventually become normal. Looking back, there are things that scared me in year eight that wouldn't even think about twice now.
And would you say resilience come from the challenges themselves or more from successfully overcoming them?
Probably from overcoming them. Like if something is just too difficult for no reason, it doesn't really help. But when you get through it and realize you handled it better than you expected, that's when your mindset changes.
Hmm. Yeah. Um, People often say that difficult experiences build character. Do you agree with that statement?
Well, to an extent, I don't think struggling automatically makes someone stronger. what matters for me was having people around me, like friends, older cadets, even leaders, that made difficult situations like feel more manageable.
I see. And did cadets change the way you respond to stress outside the organization at all?
I think so. Before cadets, it felt more something like overwhelming, like I would probably avoid it. But now, even if something seems difficult, I'm more likely to think like I've dealt with this before, I've dealt worse, I can figure it out.
Hmm. And looking back now, what do you think cadets taught you the most?
Probably the confidence that doesn't really come first. Most of the time, you do something while feeling completely unprepared, and only afterwards realize that you're capable of doing it.
Okay, that was a very insightful talk. Thank you. And thank you for joining me today. I'll see you soon.
Right, thank you. Bye.
Yay! Oh my gosh, it's recording. Thanks again to John who just joined me for our lovely discussion. Now, what stands out the most in this discussion we just had is that resilience appears to emerge not simply from exposure to difficulty, but from the experience of overcoming challenges. Bandura's theory of self efficacy helps explain this pattern. Confidence often develops through mastery experiences, which are moments in which individuals successfully navigate situations they initially doubted they could manage. As participants take on greater responsibilities and adapt to demanding environments, they begin to view themselves as more capable. The interview also reflects ideas from research on stress inoculation. Structuring the challenges may strengthen coping abilities by exposing individuals to manageable levels of stress, allowing them to develop strategies that can later be applied in other contexts. However, this conversation also highlights that adversity alone does not automatically produce resilience. Support from peers, recognition from others, and opportunities for success all influence whether difficult experiences lead to growth or simply become a source of pressure. Perhaps resilience is therefore not the absence of stress, but the confidence that one can respond effectively when challenges arise. And returning to our central question, structured environments like cadets do appear to encourage personal growth and resilience. Yet that resilience emerges not merely because individuals endure hardship, but because they learn that they are capable of overcoming it. In conclusion, this episode suggests that resilience is a more complex process than simply becoming tougher. It involves confidence, support, and the gradual belief that challenges can be managed rather than avoided. Structured environments may create pressure, but they also provide opportunities for individuals to test their limits and redefine what they believe they can achieve. In the next episode, we'll explore what happens when individuals leave these environments and whether the identities, relationships, and the habits developed within them continue beyond the structure itself. Thank you for listening to Identity Under Structure. See you then.